She looked straight at me in divorce court and said she wanted everything except our son. Even my own lawyer begged me to fight. Instead, I shocked everyone by signing every document without reading a single page aloud. My ex smiled like she had won the biggest battle of her life. Then her own lawyer leaned toward her and quietly whispered 5 words. The smile disappeared instantly, and for the first time, she realized she had never been playing against the man she thought she knew. When my wife asked for a divorce after 14 years of marriage, I believed we could still solve our problems with honesty. Instead, she arrived with a long list of demands prepared by an expensive attorney. She wanted our house, both cars, every investment account, our vacation cabin, and nearly every valuable possession we owned together. The only thing she refused to take was the responsibility of raising our 12-year-old son. Hearing those words felt worse than the divorce itself because I realized money had become more important to her than family. My lawyer immediately told me we had enough evidence to fight every demand in court. He explained that many of the assets had been built before the marriage and could legally remain mine. He also reminded me that abandoning parental responsibility would not look good before the judge. Friends and relatives encouraged me to fight aggressively, but I calmly refused every suggestion. They believed I had completely lost my mind because I kept repeating the same sentence. Let her have everything she thinks she wants. Nobody understood what I already knew. Months before the divorce filing, my wife had secretly started transferring money and hiding financial records. She believed I never noticed the unusual withdrawals or the missing paperwork. What she did not know was that I had quietly hired a forensic accountant after discovering several suspicious transactions. Every bank transfer, hidden account, deleted message, and financial movement had already been documented legally. My attorney advised me to reveal everything immediately, but I chose patience because sometimes the truth is strongest when the other person believes they have already won. The final court hearing arrived, and the atmosphere inside the courtroom felt surprisingly calm. My wife entered wearing an expensive outfit and carried herself with complete confidence. Her attorney presented the settlement, expecting another heated argument. Instead, I signed every page without hesitation. My own lawyer stared at me in disbelief while relatives sitting behind us whispered that I had destroyed my future. My wife smiled proudly and thanked the judge. She believed she had just secured a fortune while leaving me with almost nothing except our son. Then something unexpected happened. Her lawyer quietly reviewed one final financial disclosure that had just been entered into the court record. His expression changed immediately. He leaned toward her and whispered only 5 words. Those words were simple. You inherited the liabilities too. Her confident smile disappeared within seconds. She quickly grabbed the paperwork and began turning pages faster and faster. The properties she had demanded carried enormous renovation debts, unpaid business obligations, tax responsibilities, and legal maintenance costs that had legally transferred with the settlement she insisted on receiving. The judge then reviewed the complete financial investigation that had already been prepared months earlier. Every hidden transfer, every attempt to conceal money, and every misleading financial statement became part of the official record. Because she had intentionally hidden assets during the proceedings, the court ordered additional financial penalties against her. Meanwhile, I retained custody of our son because I had consistently demonstrated stability, honesty, and active parenting throughout the entire process. The courtroom that had once celebrated her victory suddenly became completely silent. Outside the courthouse, she tried to speak with me for the first time in months. She admitted she never imagined the properties required millions in future obligations and assumed I was surrendering because I was afraid. I simply looked at my son waiting beside my car and realized that protecting him had always been worth far more than protecting expensive possessions. Wealth can disappear overnight, but trust built with a child lasts for a lifetime. That lesson could never be written into any legal contract. Driving home with my son beside me, I finally felt something I had not experienced in years. Peace. The house, the cars, and the investments had never defined success. Real victory came from keeping my integrity, protecting my child, and allowing greed to defeat itself without revenge or anger. Sometimes karma does not arrive with loud celebrations or dramatic speeches. Sometimes it walks quietly into a courtroom, waits patiently for every signature to dry, and then lets the truth speak for itself. That was the day I discovered that the greatest victory is not taking everything. Greed convinced her she had won everything. Patience proved she had lost what mattered most. In the end, the court divided property, but karma revealed character. Some victories are measured in money, while the greatest ones are measured in peace.